Good morning to all. Myself Professor Archana from IIT ISM Dhanbad. We are in course of Introduction to Python and Petroleum Data Analytics. We have started the supervised machine learning technique. In the last class, I do discuss about ordinary least square method, which we can call as a linear regression method. Along with that, we have talked multiple linear regression, and lastly, we do talk about the gradient descent algorithm and how does it work. In the today's discussion, first I am going to focus on the gradient descent algorithm using the scikit-learn, and then we will be talking about the polynomial regression. So let's start. For gradient descent algorithm, I do mention for the linear regression, we do have equation mx plus c. In terms of a coefficient or weight, we can write linear equation as beta 0 plus beta 1x. But the same thing, when we put it in multiple linear regression, we do talk about the n number of feature. Then our linear equation, which is currently here having one feature, here I do have a feature only one, okay, and one input and one target, okay. So this input feature I have one, okay, so we should not get it confused. Total number of feature, input feature we do have one, okay. In case of multilinear regression, okay, how the same equation we have changed it to y equal to beta 0 beta 1 x, okay, then beta 2 x2, okay, beta 3 x3, and we will put it till beta n xn, okay. So this is the equation which in general form we can write y equal to beta 0 plus I is equal to 1 to n beta 1 xi, beta I xi, okay. So this is the general equation. So what the limitation we do have find with this one? So there was a OLS, the one which we are talking, and then we have started with the gradient descent, okay. So this the two, my linear regression is based on the OLS, but when we go for the higher dimension or many feature when we do take, okay, my result does not give very appropriate result. In that case, we have to move with the gradient descent algorithm. So we do talk when we have the error function or loss. So how my model is a best predicting when there is a less error. So that's the one thing we know. So if we do have this, the line we have taken, okay. So this the line we do have it, okay. So these are the different point, okay. So these are the different point we do have. So this is the one is the actual value. This is the one actual. So these are the actual value. Then we do have a predicted value. So predicted value is something the corresponding to this point, okay. So this is my yi, okay, and the corresponding to this yi, I do have a xi. So when we do draw a line vertically which intersect on the straight line, what we do find it, so this the value, it is still having the same xi, but y value will get it changed. So this we call it, this is my predicted value. So this we are clear. So how we represent this one? We represent with the hat. So y hat is my predicted value, okay, and yi is my nothing but the actual value, okay. So here the comes the accuracy of the model, okay. So what we do calculate? We do calculate the loss, okay, and how we have started loss? We do have I is equal to 1 to n yi minus yi hat to the square. So this sum of the difference between the actual and predicted, when this value is less, with the minimum loss we are trying to find it here. Okay, so this is the one equation which gives us the loss. Okay, so continuation to this one, what we do talk in gradient descent, we do have a, finally this y we have changed it, yi we have replaced with the, we can elaborate this, the I is equal to 1 to n, and this is my yi, so this yi and minus mx I minus b, or we can write it c, so just make it b. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so here what we have, for constant m, this is my loss for constant m. Okay, this loss is something, it is the something, this is the equation we do have, loss is proportional to b square. So when we do draw a line between loss and b, b is the nothing but the intercept, which can be represent as a c also, so it's a parameter. We are drawing a graph between loss and b, so how the nature would be there, because b we are taking the b square. So definitely, as per the our understanding from the mathematics, my equation will give me a, the data point will come as a parabolic. Okay, so this the point when we do have a minimum loss, where we are expecting here, this is the point where we are expecting the minimum loss. So this is the nothing but the minimum loss we do have. Okay, so this, to find the minimum loss, okay, we should have a corresponding b value. Okay, and this b value how we are finding, I do explain this all. So we are having equation which we are going for the, with the iteration method. So how we are proceeding, iterative way. So to have this iterative way, what we have, initial value of b will be assumed. Okay, and then we will move through the iteration. So how it would be, b new equal to b old minus n slope. Okay, so what is this n, it is nothing but the learning parameter. Okay, it's nothing but the learning parameter, and this the slope, it is nothing but m. Okay, that's the one. And first we will assume the value of b, and taking the value of b, we will have this n is the learning parameter, and this value is normally 0.1, but it may vary, we can keep it 0.01. Okay, 0.001, like that it value may vary. Okay, and m is the slope. So this slope value, first we are calculating it from the OLS, ordinary least square method. Okay, how we are calculating, this is nothing but ordinary least square method. So that's the equation, y is equal to mx plus c, if you do have the one input feature. Okay, so we are taking this one, we are calculating the value of a m. Okay, and then we are taking one initial value of b, then we are moving ahead with this equation, and we are calculating the, we are looking for the actual v where you have the loss minimum. Okay, so this is the whole objective we do have. Okay, so let's see this all thing through the code. Okay, so go back to the code window, just let me go. Okay, so you can see the code here. Okay, so we are proceeding this one, gradient descent. Okay, so what we have to do it here, first from sklearn.dataset, we want to import the make underscore regression, that's the one. Then we have to import the numpy, because I am using numpy further. Okay, so now x and y we require to find it out. So x and y we are using this make regression. Okay, sklearn.dataset, then we are passing this all value parameter. So what we can see it here, n sample. Okay, that is your 6. Then feature, here we are taking one feature. Okay, and then we have n informative, n target, noise, random state. So let's check all this, what it is this all about. Okay, so what we see in the code, this line of the code where x, y we do have make regression when we are passing all this one. What it does, it utilizes the make regression function from sklearn dataset module in scikit-learn to generate a synthetic dataset which is suitable for the regression task. Okay, so that's the whole thing. So we are using it here. So n underscore sample 6i2. Okay, so this specifies that the generated dataset will contain the 6 data point. Okay, so for we can vary also. So here how many it was taken? 6. Okay, so n feature is 1, so this indicates that the each sample will have a one feature. So this the one we are talking about, independent variable. Okay, so that's the one thing. This indicate that each sample will have a one feature. Then n underscore informative, that is also 1. This means that all one of the feature will be informative, directly contributing to the target variable. Okay, so that's the one thing. And target one, so that's again this signifies that there will be one target variable, dependent variable to predict. Okay, so one target, one feature, one independent variable, one dependent variable we do have. So this the target tells about dependent variable, and then feature tells about the independent variable. Okay, so that's the two thing. Then we are making it and noise equal to 80. So this parameter introduces your Gaussian noise, okay, with a standard deviation of 80 to the target variable y. Okay, so making the relationship between the feature and target less perfectly linear. We do not want the linear relationship. Okay, so make it some bit uh, deviation from the linearity, we are making this one. So random strength 13. Okay, so we know we are putting the seed number for the random number generator, ensuring that the same data set is generated every time. Okay, this piece of the code whenever it runs. So this is for the reproducibility. So we are what we are getting it here. Go back. Okay, no. So here we do have the x and y. Okay, so what is this gives you? Finally output we want x and y. So x, so this variable will contain a numpy array, okay, representing the feature of the generated data set. Okay, and the shape will be n sample n feature. So how many sample we wanted? 6 sample. Okay, so 6 rows and 1 column. Okay, so this the one 6 row. Okay, and we'll have the 1 column. That's the one we are looking here. Okay, and y, this variable will contain a numpy array, and that representing the target variable of the generated data set, and this its shape will be n sample or n sample target, that which 6 comma. Okay, so in this case, because we do have a say one target, so for how one dimensional we are representing, comma we are representing. Okay, so 6 we want 6 value and then a comma. Okay, so that represent the 1D we are talking about. Okay, so here we are clear about this code. So let's get back to our code window. Okay, so this line of the code here, what we are doing, we are generating the 6 values. Okay, and then we do have one feature. Okay, that is independent variable, then one dependent variable we do have, and then to make it not very linear, we are making this noise. Okay, 80, and then random state 13 we are setting. Now we do import this matplotlib.pyplot as a plt here, and then what we want, simply we wanted to have this nature of this data between x and y we wanted to see. So this we are making plt.scatter, and once you run this one, okay, so just okay. So how this is the one. Okay, so here you can change, you can make it 4. Okay, so make it 4, and then you see this one how it looks. Okay, so this the one, it looks like that. So let it 6 only. Okay, now we do have this the one. Okay, so this is the data we do have currently, x and y. It is showing this behavior. Okay, now we are applying the OLS, that means ordinary least square, we are applying it here. So from sklearn, what we have from sklearn linear model, we are importing the linear regression, and then we are initializing that through the one variable reg. Then this the initialization part for the linear regression. Okay, so let's run this one. Okay, now that we are fitting x and y, so for that we do have a code here. We are doing this fit, then this the output we get it. Now we wanted to check the coefficient, because first thing, we are going to calculate the value of B. For that, you do have the loss minimum. Okay, so corresponding to that B, that is nothing but the intercept, we are going to have a least minimum loss. Okay, so for that value B we are going to vary, but M initially we are getting it from the ordinary least square method. So just to check this coefficient. Okay, so what the value we are getting? 49.279. Now we check the intercept here. So this is the one we do have the value 1 intercept, we get it corresponding to this least square. Okay, now what we are doing it here, again we are making this plot PLT dot scatter, and we are passing x, the value which we do have it, and then we are passing the another value from the prediction. So reg dot predict x we are passing, and then check this one. Okay, so this the one we do pass, this the value. Okay, you have this one x we pass, and then we are taking this one x reg predict. Okay, after calculating the coefficient and intercept, now what we are going to do, we are going to check this corresponding to this again we are going to plot this x and y. Okay, so here now what we are passing, in the previous run what we have passed, simply this y value we have passed original one. Here what we are doing, we are passing this x, and this corresponding to x predicted. Okay, so this the parameter. Okay, x we will pass, then this reg dot predict x will give me the corresponding y value which will be there on the y axis. So you run this one. Okay, so this the one we are getting it. Okay, now what we are going to do, we have this equation. Okay, so this is my original equation for from the ordinary least square. Okay, now we are going to do applying the gradient descent. Okay, and here we are going to assume this slope is 49.28. Okay, so let's start that one. So apply gradient descent. Okay, I commented that one. Slope we have seen already calculated from this one 49.28. Okay, and initially what we are going to assume, b equal to 0. So y predict we will have simply the one mx plus c. Okay, so m is nothing but the one which we have it 49.28. So that's the one plus c, initial c or b. So initial b we have assumed 0. Okay, and then we are doing the reshaping this one. Okay, now let's see. Again we are going to call this plot. Okay, so plt dot scatter x y we pass. Now plt dot plot what we want, x, and then the one predicted like the last one. That's the same thing we did it. So corresponding to this predict we will get the y value, and then color blue, and here labeling we are doing this the value we are doing from the ordinary least square. Okay, now the next what we are doing it here, we have already calculated the y predict. So x and then y value we are passing y predict, and then I am assuming the different color putting it. Okay, and here we are this value calculation. How we did it? Initial we have assumed b equal to 0. Now run this one. Okay, so you can see there is a difference. OLS you have the blue line, and when we assumed b is equal to 0, there is still there is some this purple line, violet line is for the b equal to 0. Okay, now what we are going to do, I do discuss in the last class. Okay, about the b old, okay, and b new. Okay, so that we are going to apply the iteration here. So here we will take m is equal to the value which we get it from OLS, then b equal to 0, that is my old b. Now what we are going to do, we are going to calculate loss slope. Okay, equal to -2. Okay, so we just go back to the, so what we have it here. Okay, so in the last class, okay, so what we have, loss equal to, it is nothing but sigma of I is equal to n. Okay, yi minus mxi minus b to the whole square. Okay, when we will be taking this dl by db, it will be 2. Okay, and then we do have dl by d by db. Okay, okay, when you apply this one, okay, you have this loss function, okay, what we are going to apply, dl by db. So what you will have, minus 2, okay, and then we will have yi minus mxi b, okay. So that we are going to have it, okay. Now you see this, the one, go back here, okay, what we do have, mx, and then we are taking b. So this is the minus 2 function before. So loss, the one loss slope we are going to calculate here. Here also this is what, this is nothing but the slope. So this the slope we are talking about here, okay, and that we are calculating it here. So loss slope with equation minus 2 into np sum, okay, we have to take the summation here, okay. So this we are putting, and then we want to check the loss, okay. So this is the iteration we are doing it, okay. So let's see this one, okay. So we get it here, loss slope is minus 50. We have started with the M49. Now next what we are doing, applying the learning rate. So this the learning rate what we are applying. What is the step size, previously we do have it, okay. Okay, so in this equation, okay, okay, B new is equal to B old minus n slope, okay. So we want this learning rate here, so go back here, okay. So what we are doing, okay, this step size, okay, so that is nothing but step loss function, okay. So this the one is nothing but the step size, okay. So that's the one it is written here, okay. So you do have a step size, we are what we are making it, loss slope into LR, okay. So LR is what, learning rate, which I have initialized here, LR is equal to 0.1 learning rate, okay. Now we are getting this the value. Now how we are calculating, now go back to this one, okay. So this is the one we are calculating here, okay. B new equal to B old minus step size, okay. So this is the one which is mentioned it here, B equal to B minus step size, okay. So now run this one, okay. Now what we B value we get it, we get it 5.04, okay. And we have started with the B equal to 0, and now what we get it, we are using this, we here we get the slope here, okay. Loss slope we have calculated, we have put it here. Then we again going back to the same equation, main equation, B new equal to B old minus slope, learning rate into slope, okay. So this here we do have a new B, okay, because we are running this one, we get the value, okay. This is coming 10 point something, okay. Now what we are doing, now we are at the new B and we wanted to check the change in the R code, okay. So how it is showing here, so now we do calculate the y predict. So to calculate the y predict, what we want? We want this one, y predict first we are calculating. So this is my m, okay. So this the m we are keeping it fixed here. So m we get it this one, okay. This way we are calculating the y predict, y mx plus b, okay. And then reshaping, again we do call this plt dot scatter. Then here this is the original one, okay, which is having the OLS. Then this is the one where we are changing the value which it show me, and this is the last one, this is the after the first iteration. So just run this one, okay. So what we do see it here, okay. So this is the black one, it is the OLS. Then green one, when we have now the new value of B, which is 10 something, and initial value we do have a 0, okay. So this the one we have the initial value, when B we are taking 0, and this is the one from OLS we have started, okay. So what we want lastly, we want to, this is my first iteration. Now go back to the second iteration. We want to converge the value, okay. So B value should get it converged. So currently we have reached to the B equal to, there is a difference, B is equal to 0 and we do have B is equal to now 10.05. Now we are going for the second iteration, okay. Now go for the second iteration. Here slope we are getting 17.59. Now again step size we have calculated, okay. Now this is your step size, you have calculated 7. Now we are calculating the new b. So this the b, it will take the older, the one latest one, 10.085. Okay, so let's see this here. Okay, now the b is nothing but 3.035. okay, now again we are going to run, call this all. Okay, so we are calculating y predict 2. Okay, so y predict 2, for that again original m value we have to take it, which we have taken from the OLS. Okay, and this way we are calculated the y predict 2, then we are passing x, and then reg dot predict. Okay, this is the original one, then predict 2, predict 1, and when you do have b is equal to 0, just run this again. Okay, so where we are, okay, we are here. Okay, now you can see there is a convergence, b is getting converged here. Okay, so this the way, here there is a difference, b was different, now you do have a, these two value is getting converged. Okay, so that we can stop it, we have reached to the minimum v, or we have, it has been converged. Okay, so this the way we are doing the iteration. Now one thing we can do it here, initially b value we have taken 0. Okay, now change the b value, you can change the learning rate as well. So now in my second example, what I am putting, this intercept I am assuming initial value I have taken 100. Now OLS has given me the slope 49.28, so just I am running this one. Okay, now you can see it here, b value I have put it 100, y equal to mx plus b I took, and b value I have put it 100. Now again we are running this, we wanted to check the plot. So this x and then predicted value corresponding to this x predicted, I wanted to check the y value, and then we are having this x and y predict, which we are getting it from here. So just run this one. Okay. Now you can see there is a difference between these two OLS, and then when you have the b equal to 100. Okay, now go back to the iteration. So again the same step will get it repeated. So m we have taken 49, and then b 100, and this loss function we have calculated, then we have put the learning rate and calculated the step size, and then we are changing the b value, and we wanted to check when your b becomes a constant. Okay, so now go back here. Okay, we are running all this. Now this is y. Okay, so this is the one, original one, this is the b, which green one, and now the first assumption was the b is equal to 100. So this is the origin one, then value calculated b is equal to minus 14. So it is not here, it is giving the same value. So I have to go for the further iteration. So iteration 2 I am doing, again calculating loss function, again calculating step size. Okay, and again I am calculating y predict 2. Okay, so let's, after predicting the y predict 2, again I wanted to plot and check my b value. Okay, so now what you can see, this all is the same. So this is the minimum v, where you have the loss minimum. Okay, so this is the b, for that we do have the minimum loss. Okay, so this way we do proceed. Okay, so this is the one thing. Okay, so for the same we can apply the loop also. So the code I have written, and then what we can do, we can check this. Okay, so here epochs we are doing this iteration for 10. Okay, learning rate we have changed it 0.01. Okay, so you can do that one, and you can see this here only 2 times we did it. Here learning rate here is 0.01. Okay, here in this one learning rate, here we do have point, you can see this line of a code, learning rate we do have 0.01, but epochs we did it, that is nothing but iteration 10 times, we wanted to iterate 10. Okay, after running this line of a code, what we see, okay, you see this is the result. Okay, so it is a nowhere, it is what we are seeing, there is a, it is a getting converged. Okay, so when we are putting epochs 100, okay, and learning rate same, m is also same, but b value we have changed is to 100. Here also b value we do have a 100. Okay, when you run this one, okay, we can see, okay, finally it is a getting constant. Okay. So this way what we do proceed with the gradient descent algorithm. Okay, so this is all about the gradient descent. Okay, now we go back to our code. Now we go back to our presentation. Okay, so this is the one I was just discussing. Okay, so we have talked about the gradient descent. Okay, now I'm going to move to the second one. Okay, so that is your polynomial regression. So we have seen simple regression. Okay, we do see multiple regression. Okay, now we are talking about the polynomial regression. Okay, or we do call it OLS also, ordinary least square. Now we are talking about the polynomial regression. So linear regression, when we do talk about the simple linear regression, we do have a one feature or input or one target. Okay, target is also we do have one. So this is the simple linear. So what the equation we have come across? Y is equal to mx plus p. Okay, or in generalized or in coefficient form we can write beta 0 plus beta 1 x. Okay, so this is my y. So beta 0 and beta 1 is what? It is your coefficient, or we call it weight. Okay, now the second one, multiple regression, what we did, we just elaborated this one for the multiple feature. So we do have y is equal to beta 0, beta 1, x1 like that, beta 2, x2 like that, we do have beta n, xn. So this also we do talk about. Okay, so in the linear regression, okay, what is the assumption? We are assuming that data is having the linear relationship between. In linear regression, what we do see, there is a linear relationship between the data. Okay, but if you see, take this data. Okay, so definitely seeing this one, okay, what we can say, it is not linearly. This is not linear relationship between the data. But if we do take this one, we can say, okay, this data are linear related. They do have some linear relationship exists between these data. But when we see this type of data, definitely we do see that there is a no linear relationship exists between this data. To solve this kind of problem, when there is a non-linearity, we go for the polynomial regression. So how does it work, this polynomial regression? Okay. Okay, so when we do work with the polynomial regression, okay, so assume we are talking about the two column, we do have x and y, okay, and this x and y, okay, so when we work with this type of data, okay, so how the y would be, y is equal to beta 0, beta 1 x plus beta 2 x square. Okay, so what we do see here, x and x square. Okay, so this degree, okay, we do have a degree, something called here degree or hyperparameter meter, we need to work with. Okay, or we need to fix this hyperparameter. Okay, so if assume you do have a degree 2, okay, so when in linear regression what we are doing, we are sending this data for the training as x and y, because here only I have two column which I am working with. So x is my input or feature, or y is my target. Okay, so this the two I have. When simple working with the linear regression, when we have to train this one, how we are sending the data x and y. But in case of a polynomial, what we work with this degree. So if degree is 2 and then data assume we do have a 10, that's in the input record. So how it will be going, this is my x, 10 is nothing but the x, so x0, x1, x2, so x0 would be 1. Okay, and then x1 would be 10 or x to the power 2, that means 100. So in this form we will sending the data. So this is about one thing. Okay, so this xy, if I do have the two feature x1 and x2, y target is one only, y. Okay, so if this y I am not sending in the polynomial form, okay, not in the degree form, only this degree would be applied where, on the x feature. Okay, so if you have the two feature I am working, so now y, how the y would be, beta 0 beta 1, okay, x1 plus beta 2 x2 square, x1 x2 square, then beta 1 x2 plus beta 2 x2 square, it would be like that. Okay, so this is the equation modified. So similarly, if you do have the 3 feature, degree 2 we will be working. So if you do have the degree 3, assume in place of 2, now we are talking about degree 3. Okay, so in this case now x3 will be 10 to the power 3, so 1000. Okay, so it works like that. So here working with the degree or fixing this degree becomes very important. So we should not keep it very small. Okay, so just take this one, we are keeping this degree very small. So this is my data, now it is in, how it is like that. Okay, it is not linearly, see, it is, we can see like that it is. Okay. So if you do have, we keep degree very low, we are keeping. Okay, so maybe it is something, so it is not at all, it is a underfit situation. If I have very high degree, so what would be the case, the same thing, maybe my data, this the all the data which I have like that. Okay, all the data which maybe it is a fitting like that, overfit. So what we have to avoid this situation, it should not be underfit, it should not be overfit, we should have the optimal degree we should be taking in case of a polynomial regression. So this is some intro part of the polynomial regression. Okay, so this is all for today. So today we have made the discussion on the gradient descent algorithm using the scikit-learn. Okay, then we have the how this polynomial regression work, we do talk about that. So this is all for today, see you in the next class. Thank you.